Welcome back to the show. We are doing our tour across the Concho Valley here at Cover One, and we're going to end it this week with head coach of the Central Bobcats, Kevin Crane, and defensive coordinator, Jacob Martin. Coaches, let's start with you, Coach Crane. How are we feeling today?
We're good. Thanks for having us, and we're excited about our new season.
Coach, let's just get into the summer workouts for a little bit. Just talk about attendance. How are we feeling about the overall summer? Of course, 2 days have started at this point, but let's talk about the very end of the off season.
Yeah, we ended our spring training, and it was real successful. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play our spring game because of lightning, and that was disappointing, but we got into the summer, and we've had a good summer. The month of June for us is real structured as far as kids come up, coaches are, there at the stations, and it's real structured as to what we do. And June was really good. We take the week of July off, give our kids a little bit of a break. When we come back in July, it's player led. So our unit leaders, each position has a unit leader, and those guys are in charge of leading the team. And so we feel like July has been productive, and now we're getting ready to kick this thing off. Obviously, our freshmen will start July 31st, and then our upperclassmen, our JV and varsity, will start August 7th, and so that's just right around the corner.
And Coach Martin, first off, it's your first year at Central, welcome to San Angelo type thing, and got a brand new defense coming up. Pretty much graduated the entire starting, both on offense and defense. How are you feeling about these young guys in the defense this year?
We're very talented, unproven but talented. And it's going to take some time to get those guys to where they need to be, as far as the playing experience and getting them out on the field to understand what it's like to play varsity football, the speed that you have to play at. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get them to where exactly they need to be, but the future is bright for us with the kind of talent that we have in those younger ranks.
Mm-hmm. And I know we were talking about this a little before the interview started, but let's go over it again. What's it like transitioning from coaching college ball down to high school now?
At the college level, you only have to worry about one team. And here, you've got other teams that you got to worry about with the JVs, the freshmen, down to the 7th grade. That kind of in charge of running the defense and making sure everything's structured the way it needs to be, kind of vertically aligned to get kids ready to play at the varsity level for Central. And a little bit different workload in that fact that not recruiting. Going out on the road, but you're still kind of recruiting your guys and trying to make sure everything's aligned for those kids to be able to help you one day.
Well, again, we all welcome you to San Angelo. So,
thank you.
Let's get back to you over here, Coach Crane. Let's talk about the offense for a minute. Of course, we've already mentioned that graduated a bunch of the guys on there, especially on the offensive line and the quarterback position. We got a couple running backs coming back. We got some decent receivers coming up. Just talk about some of the names that you think are going to be some of the it factors on the offensive side of the ball this year.
Yeah, well, we got several, and that's what's exciting about it is we feel like we got some good depth at running back, maybe better depth at running back than we've ever had. Javion Robinson, Tyree Browley, those two guys are at the top of the list, along with some other ones that we feel can play running back, and we'll see some time there as well. And then at receiver, names like Alex Lindsey, Malik Cates, those guys, we're really excited about. They're good football players. They got good height, good speed, and they just love to play, and so we're excited about them. And we feel pretty good about all of our receivers, and we got some depth. And those guys, we like to rotate them, and a lot of those guys will get to see playing time, and so that's good. We got a couple options at quarterback with Christian English and Colton Hill. Both of those we feel like we can win football games with, and so that's exciting. And then, up front, we got a couple guys coming back. Junior Califamoni and then our center, Braylon Roundtree as well. Both of those guys saw a lot of time last year, but we did lose 3 seniors off that unit, and we gotta find some replacements there. I felt like our offensive line this spring had a good, productive spring, but you win football games up front. It all starts on the offense and defensive line, and so we've got to develop those guys and get them ready to play. And so, that's going to be a big challenge. But again, we're really excited about this group that we got coming.
Love to hear it, Coach. And Coach Martin, I'm going to pose kind of the same question to you, just on the defensive side of the ball. Who do you see is stepping up, being some of the leaders on this defensive unit and producing the most this year?
On the defensive unit, that's kind of yet to be seen. Again, being young, there's some guys that are stepping up. With Cohen Warikala on the defensive line, he's really stepped up to try to lead in the right direction. Abel Ramirez with the linebackers. And then in the back end, again, they're all kind of young, and they're just trying to figure out how to lead. And that's one thing that we're trying to get imposed, is how to lead and what it means to be a leader.
So come back after there's been a couple games under the belt, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Coach Crane. Let's just get into the schedule. Of course, Little Southwest Conference is still one of the toughest conferences or districts in the state of Texas. It's never easy. All these guys always come to play, but out of all the games this year, is there a particular one that the Bobcats have circled, that the ones that this is the one that y'all want for sure? It could be non-district or district.
Yeah, not really. We want to win every one of them, ideally, and that's the goal, that's the plan. But really, we try to just take it one game at a time. That's really all you can do. You can't really look ahead to your next opponent. You'll get beat, whoever you're playing that week. So we try to focus all of our attention on just winning one game a week. We try to win one game a week, and whoever that might be that we're playing, we got all our focus on them, and we're going to try to win that game. And so we just take it, one step at a time. And it's a long season, and there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, and so our goal is just to focus in on that one opponent that we're playing that week and try to win that game. I went to Texas Tech and watched them I watched them practice right before the bowl game. They were playing Ole Miss, and there were a bunch of signs around their building that had Texas Tech logo, the Ole Miss logo, and it just said 1-0. And so that's really what you're trying to do every week, is just be 1-0.
That was a great answer, Coach. All right. During these interviews, we always get to the end where we always ask more of a fun question at the end. And Coach Martin, you haven't been here very long yet, but I hope that you get to the point where you can answer this next question I'm about to ask Coach Crane. But with that being said, just kind of want to see coming up in coaching, who inspired you to be a coach? What coaching style did you I want to be that guy? And who was your biggest mentor?
I've got a few mentors. Throughout the years, I grew up around some great coaches. So, being around those guys, G.A. Moore being one of them, he really kind of set the standard for me as what it means to be a great coach.
Set the standard for everybody,
Yes, sir. So, being around him every day and just seeing the way he led and inspired players to play at their best all the time was just, one of those things that I was blessed to be around that. So I would say he was really the main one that made me want to be a high school football coach.
And Coach Crane, with you, this is the question that we've been asking. What has coaching in San Angelo taught you about yourself, and what has the San Angelo's community meant to you?
It's meant a lot. Really, it's been my home for 15 years. It's hard to believe that this will be my 15th season as coaching for San Angelo Central, and obviously been blessed. Dr. Carol Ann Bonds brought Coach Davis here, and then I was lucky enough to come with him and get this thing rolling. And but I've been here for a long time. So really, besides my hometown that I grew up in, this is where I've lived the longest. And so this is my home, and it means everything to me. This is our job, this is our livelihood, this is what we do for a living, and it means a whole lot. I poured my heart and soul into this thing for the last 15 years, and you know we try to make this the best place in Texas to play football, and that's our goal every single day with our coaches, and that's kind of what we talk about all the time. And so you know, it means a lot, and this is a special community. You come to a football game on a Friday night, and those stands are full, and you know, everybody's got on orange and cheering for the Angry Orange, and it's hard to beat. I mean, it's hard to match that atmosphere. We have kids that graduate from us and they go to college, and you know, they come back and tell us, Coach, it's you know, this playing in college and the atmosphere is nothing like what we experienced on a Friday night in San Angelo. And so to me, that's what makes it special, and it's what makes it a lot of fun to coach here in San Angelo, and we're proud to work here and be associated with this town, and be associated with the SAISD and Central High School. It's a great place to be.
Well, thanks for that, Coach. And thank you both of y'all for agreeing to come on and do this for us. And of course, this has been head coach of the Central Bobcats, Kevin Crane, and defensive coordinator, Jacob Martin. Back to y'all.